What is the name of the client who requested the murder of Mr. Wong Horda? The person's name is... Phoenix, now we're screwed. Adrian Andrews. What? Witness! That's not who you told me. That's not who you told me it was earlier. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client. That is Adrian Andrews. What? This can't be. Oh, on the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. D. Killer just stabbed Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get in the audience with his court, Mr. D. Killer told him a different name. Madame Guard, perhaps? This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you're the one who summoned this witness. You, Billy D. Killer. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Madame Guard. Am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided the suicide note, which is forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. D. Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means Mr. and Madame Guard is innocent. It seems to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please, continue your discussion. Call me back when you reach the verdict. Hey there, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, regarding with this innocent. This was maybe our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And Guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I do this? Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question this witness. Surely the killer is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me! It wasn't me! Listen, everyone, please! That testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews. The suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. Nickel himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. Then acting the button, donning the Nickel Samurai costume. But that's... You even had a motive. We know that this Celeste Impact is a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say that you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. No. Mr. Wright! You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please, help me. Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, ask the defense any final words of opinion. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Request the trial continue. Phoenix. I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Madame is a killer. A murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let this Andrews be convicted, then I'm no better than Angard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact. It is because of Edward that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Angard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of his chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust. I never thought about it till now. I trust him? Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that be allowed to further question Mr. D. Killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But the witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through this witness's lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at, and I'm sure that once those pieces arrive in the very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. D. Killer. Right away, Your Honor. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk to you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else would you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are, usually done. What is he talking about, usually done? But what shall we have him testify about? Mr. D. Killer, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? My client, Part 2. Fifth time now? Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edward? We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question a testimony like this, do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness, as if I have a choice here. Huh? Why? Well, this witness said is the beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies to the also beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes two of us. But my
wine glass on the fifth table.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Wine glass.
Present a wine glass. Epic finger point. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. D. Killer. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corda had been murdered. But how? How do you know that? From the wine glass, Your Honor. The glass? The glass. Mr. D. Killer supposed client thought Mr. Corda had only fainted, which is why the glass was to introduce his port for the victim. But isn't it just part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. The glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would never left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the exact same thought just now. Witness! How do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to have such a minor detail? Don't take my camera off. It's not a very important point anyway, correct? My epic forehead thinks differently. I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Regent Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have acknowledged Mr. Cord is dead. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. I'll see you guys in the next part. We continue the quest of detailer.